not only analyze and we will see that what are the gaps, and we will go ahead and reorganize the party and come back during Lok Sabha election.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching the big verdict day coverage live and rolling here on CNN News 18. It's a big victory coming in for the Congress party in Karnataka, very much on their expectations and the claims that they had made. So they're hovering about the 135 to 137 number, which by far is one of the biggest wins that the Congress has had in the state of Karnataka. It seems like everything worked in their favor. So they've managed to, of course, make sure that their leaders work together and bring all of the castes and the subcastes together. They've managed to ensure they keep the election local, barring a few hiccups. They've also managed to ensure that their guarantees reached everybody on the ground, and therefore the results are pouring in. The other big story of this election, of course, is the fact that the JDS's vote share is going to the Congress's kitty completely. The BJP not losing much of its vote share, but actually losing a lot of the seats that it had. And it has lost seats from across Karnataka. It's not really just one region alone. That's the confirmation of the numbers of the vote share. 36% stays virtually the same for the BJP, but 43%, and all of it has come from the JDS. From 18, it has gone down to 13% for the JDS. The big update is that we've heard from both Siddaramaiah and DKS. Both of them are going to make their claim. There is a legislative party meet that's going to happen tomorrow for the Congress party. But while DKS was emotional, Siddaramaiah was supremely confident. Exactly who will become the next chief minister is possibly the only hiccup for the Congress party. And Anusha, here the issue is that Siddaramaiah is the mass leader. He will continue to be that mass leader. He has been obviously told that some indications are coming in from our correspondents in Karnataka that he is someone who was seen as the head. And D K Shivakumar possibly as his deputy will possibly have to wait for a little bit of time. Will he do so or not is the big question. How will they manage those ego equations?
You also have that pitch coming in that perhaps there should be a Dalit phase that the Congress party should field in. There are a lot of tribal seats and perhaps Dalit belt where the Congress party has been able to get some kind of seats and numbers. The Congress party also made this about some kind of OBC reach out. You'd remember there was this entire controversy how Congress party is not respectful towards the community when Rahul Gandhi got embroiled in that controversy after his comments, after a speech that he had in Karnataka, for which he also faced and suffered disqualification in a court of law. But the leadership question is the million-dollar question for the grand old party. D K Shivakumar versus Mr. Siddaramaiah, well, that has dominated the headlines in the mainstream discourse. Now, will the party be able to quieten down this competition? Will this remain a healthy one? And how will those caste equations really be balanced? The Vokaligas, the Lingayats, the two dominant communities, both the communities in a substantial portion and number have voted for the grand old party. Well, one thing that seemed to have worked clearly in the favor of the Congress party was the Vokaliga factor. They have a face like Mr. D K Shivakumar, clearly something which the BJP does not have, a Vokaliga face, and that is one key reason why the grand old party was able to make inroads and was able to get the vote share in the old Mysuru region, which has been dominated by the JDS, at least in the last election. Well, this election is also a story how a regional party like JDS, dominated by the Gowda family, run by the Gowda family, seems to be losing grip over the politics of Karnataka. It's becoming BJP versus the Congress. Right now, look at those numbers. 137, that is the number that the Congress party is clocking right now. Shivani, on the magic wall, which are the key areas where the Congress party has been able to make inroads? What does this graph really tell us?
Well, this is just a graph to show you that at the very start, possibly when only the postal ballots and the ballots that were the home ballots were opened, the BJP was slightly ahead. But since then, once the blue worm took over the BJP's orange worm, and that was about the 9 a.m. mark, it has been Congress all the way. And if you look at these two worms, then the gap between the two has been rising. The only other story here is, of course, that this is not dipping too much. The BJP vote share is not dipping too much. This is the BJP seats not rising too much, but their vote share hasn't dipped. The Congress's seats have continued to go up steadily. Small, wave for them in the sense that it's rising. It's not a massive hike. But by 3 p.m., they've obviously crossed actually more than this. So if we go back across, you were asking about the regions. The regions, we'll go and take it in the map. The regions all across Karnataka, the BJP has suffered and the Congress has gained. Let me go to southern Karnataka first because that's where the story has played out. 36 seats, up 19 for the Congress party in the 57 seats in southern Karnataka. This is also where the old Mysuru belt is, where the JDS was strong. So the JDS here has lost 13 seats, down to 14. The BJP has lost 6, down to 5. The others have had no difference. So the Congress, the big gainer here, and this is the story really. All across other regions, barring coastal Karnataka and maybe Bengaluru a little bit, the BJP has held on. But other than that, they've lost everywhere to the Congress, and the Congress majorly has gained from the JDS as well.
Well, what is it that the Congress party has done right? It's a combination of different factors that seem to have worked for the grand old party. And those different factors are getting the caste equation right, caste calculation rights, the different dominant communities in the state of Karnataka, and how to ensure that those two dominant vote banks, the Vokaligas and the Lingayats, they are on the right side of both of them. But the Lingayat vote largely, of course, is with the BJP. That's abundantly clear. The halfway mark is 113, and the Congress party is clearly well past that halfway mark. You look at those numbers, 136, that's exactly what the Congress party has at this point in time. Who knows, it may go up or it may stay at this, but this is a huge lead. This is indeed a very emphatic win and an important one that has come in for the Congress party. The exact timing of it, the manner in which it has come in, the regional satraps have been very, very critical in that. The story for the BJP is not so great. Indeed, this is a story where it tells us that the BJP has been not been able to get the consolidation right in its favor. If the vote share is intact, like it happened for the Congress party last time, and if you're not able to get the numbers right in terms of seat conversion, there is clearly something wrong. Let's talk about the JDS, and this is the party that has always seen itself in the role of a kingmaker, and clearly the kingmaker factor is not something that is working for the JDS this time at least. Cutting across, Akshara and Ritu, both of whom are joining us on the broadcast. They've been getting us all the voices. Ritu, first to you. You spoke to Mr. Siddaramaiah's son. We saw the kind of sloganeering and celebrations which are happening all across. Tell us what the mood really is. Is there any meeting which is likely to happen anytime soon? Last we heard that all the MLAs were asked to be in Bengaluru.
Well, see, that's the norm basically every time, when there are elections and the results are out. So all the parties would be calling their winning candidates back to the city, and where the next day that the legislative meeting actually takes place, where the key decisions are being made of what has to be their forward way. So that's one part. On the other part, you see that you are asking about how's the mood like. So of course that, because I was tracking Siddaramaiah, the former chief minister, an important face, the mass leader, you see, since morning that I should really say this, but a huge crowd that had gathered in front of his house even before the results actually came out. All that supporters were there raising slogans. They were very confident that Siddaramaiah will be winning from the Varuna, and moreover, you see, they already knew that they were very confident that he would be going on to become the chief minister as well of the Karnataka. So that was the mood of the supporters in the in Mysuru, especially where I was in front of his house. Now what we are given to understand is that he's just moved to the counting center here in the Mysuru to collect his certificate, and after that is likely that he might be visiting Varuna as well, where he might go to visit one of his family member, and then he would be moving to Bengaluru, where what we are given to understand again from our Congress sources is that there will be a meeting that is likely to take place today in the evening. So that's the reason he's been asked to rush immediately that way. But earlier, as per the Siddaramaiah's team's plan, it was like around 5 p.m. that he was supposed to move from Mysuru, but now looks like he might leave a bit early because there's a full celebration moment in the Bengaluru as well. So of course all those supporters, the party leaders, are also waiting for the Siddaramaiah to get back to the city, that there can be a double celebration there. But what is really interesting over here is that even as now the results are very clear about who's who has gone on to win. But on the other side, what remains to be the hot topic is that who is going to be the Karnataka's next chief minister?
Absolutely.
Because there are two faces that we know right now, that D K Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah being in the race. So both of them are denying right now to speak about it openly, because they have been given that standing instruction from the High Command that they have
and they've
reached
held
so far
good to
with
that promise.
trying to show
This entire election is testament to the fact that the two top leaders of the Congress party did not let any of their fight come out in open to the extent that it could hurt them. They fought the election, keeping their mouths shut to a great extent and not talking about this, despite the media asking them repeatedly. My colleagues, apart from Ritu, Akshara is also in Bengaluru, and Rohini is also in Bengaluru. Rohini, who do you think has the edge now?
Well, if you say, it's the answer that we're getting from the Congress is that they will take a decision and they'll do it democratically. They will sit down with all the elected MLAs and then they will take a call on it. But yes, if you see, you'll have to break it down and see. Let me say it's very simple. Among the elected MLAs, who has more support? Is it Siddaramaiah or is it D K Shivakumar? But also there are interesting questions that were put to the AICC National President, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, whether he's also in the running. Because initially, when we saw during the campaign of the Congress, there were nearly 10 contenders who wanted to become Chief Minister from the Congress itself. But now it's down to the people who have made it work. We did see how D K Shivakumar came up with this emotional appeal and spoke to people, thanked not just the leaders and the senior leaders from Delhi as well as in the state. But remember, he also thanked Siddaramaiah because they put this united front. And what we just heard Ritu also saying, they have put a united front, both Siddaramaiah and D K Shivakumar, to show that the Congress is together, and they would like to do that till the end. But finally the CLP meeting is the one that they will finally make the decision with the other senior leaders as well. But edge, if you ask me, I still think, and I'm not going to be saying this based on information that I've just heard about, but this is from people who are in the Congress, that Siddaramaiah does seem to have an edge, but at the same time, it's D K Shivakumar, the great organizer, the guy who's the man who's put everything together for the Congress as a state chief as well, and ensured that the Congress wins as many seats.
And
Siddaramaiah also has his star factor.
He was clearly very emotional today when he made that address to the press. And he said that I've gone through a lot to cement this victory for the Grand Old Party. I'll just come back to you, Akshara. What does the mood look like to you? I see a lot of people behind you. Where are you? Tell us what's happening.
Well, right now I'm here at KPCC office. From morning I'm here, and at 10 a.m. they started celebrating here. People started gathering in large numbers. Right now we're witnessing large crowd here. I'll ask my VJ to pan the camera and show you the visuals. They're also seeming to burn effigy of Chief Minister Bachiwaraja Bommai and also BJP leaders, as you can see in those visuals. And they're celebrating. And on the other hand, you also have cultural groups here performing. They're also waiting for other leaders to enter the KPCC office. They're welcomed in, and cultural groups are performing. And also I'm accompanied by Congress leaders, various Congress leaders. We have Nagaraj Yadav, Congress leaders here. So, sir, the result is out. So did you expect this mandate?
Of course, we had a plan to win 150 seats, and our Adhyaksh was very clear to say that 141 is our target to reach at any cost, and he went on to say it becomes 146 out of 150. But we are still want to know where the 5 or 6 seats have gone, and we are supposed to get it. I hope by the end of the counting, by evening, we should have 140 seats in place. And we are very happy and thankful for the people of Karnataka. 6.5 crore Kannadigas have posed a trust on Congress party, and we will deliver according to their expectations.
Sir, and also the next question is, the result is in your favor. So the main question that needs to be answered is, who will be the next Chief Minister from Congress? And how will the High Command decide on that?
One of our Congress leaders will be, one of our Kannadigas will be Chief Minister.
Well, that's absolute, but you also know there's just one answer to that.
110% our MLA's opinion will be taken into consideration, and the High Command will take a call, and everybody will go by the High Command decision. And we are the people who believe in collective leadership, and we will definitely continue to be the same way to defeat the BJP in the upcoming 2024 Parliament elections.
And also last question, sir. So Congress, while campaigning, it majorly banked on the poll promises. And the other parties are stating that, keeping the financial issue in mind, they can't fulfill it, they can't, afford to do all these things. So what do you have to say about this?
No, we will keep up all our promises made by the manifesto, and definitely in the first cabinet we will take a decision of the 5 guarantees what we are given. No doubt about it, because for us the people's life is more important than anything else. Politics comes secondary. For us, country and the people becomes first. And the poor people's policies what we are given, we will see that is ensured and given to them. The people, BJP, why they rejected him is because they were not sensitive attitude towards the poor people's problems. People were against Annabhagya, they were against Indira Canteen, they were against in all Congress welfare schemes. Why is that? They are poor, anti-poor. Actually, if they have any sense of humanity, they should have supported the poor people and they should have reduced the prices. What is the gas cylinder today? 1,200 rupees. When we are in power, we only have 450 rupees was the thing. What does it show? That is their anti-poor. And second thing that the corruption to the level of 40%, and officially said is 40%, it is beyond 40% in Karnataka state. Who will tolerate, which Kannadiga will tolerate
So you
this?
say these reasons summed up help the
these
Congress.
Are not only the things. The positive campaign of D K Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah Sahab and Karge Sahab's advice was taken in collective leadership, and we have reached every voter of Karnataka state, and we have to compliment every booth president, booth worker, block president, everybody taken the work as a challenge, and we have delivered and done it.
Okay.
The positive campaign has given us this many votes, and the negative and anti-incumbency and anti-people policies of BJP has given us this kind of result.
So there you go, Congress leaders stating that their positive campaign combined with the BJP's governance, the bad governance which they claim is the reason why they got this positive mandate in the Karnataka elections.
Right, let me cut across to Rohini. She continues to be with us on the broadcast. Rohini, political ambition is often the antithesis of some kind of cooperation, especially if you have two stalwarts like Mr. Siddaramaiah and D K Shivakumar. And both have put a lot at stake to engineer this victory in the state of Karnataka. While the party might say diplomatically that they'll come up with a consensus, MLAs are going to decide, but we know it's a very, very tricky decision for the party to make. And the central leadership will have a huge role to play into this. Both the leaders are close to the Gandhi family.
Absolutely. And they will be also putting their case forth, because that is what the entire CLP meeting is about and will be about. And we will see also which are the MLAs who will be supportive of either of the candidates who put forth saying they would like to be the chief ministerial candidate for or the face for the Congress. But let me tell you also that this work has already started much earlier. Insiders have been saying that both D K Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah have been rallying their support between their MLAs and their supporters earlier itself. But we'll have to see into who it is. But let me tell you that there is also the fact that Siddaramaiah is the only chief minister after Devraj Ars who has completed a full 5 years for the Congress as a chief minister and delivered the Congress government after we saw that the BJP lost when Yediyurappa had to step down. After that, that is one reason why he is a front runner for the CM post. But at the same time, one can also have to talk about D K Shivakumar, the way he organized. And listen, today his speech was so clear. He said that I went to jail for this. And if you remember that there was one time when D K Shivakumar spoke in the CNN News 18 town hall, and he said that he was offered a position by the BJP, and the choice was between deputy chief minister under a BJP government or going to jail, and he chose jail. So these are the kind of emotive stance that he has taken. Apart from the fact that he has really worked hard, both of them, Siddaramaiah and D K Shivakumar, have fired up the party workers, and this is one reason. And both of them have told me that they were very well organized right from the ground level all the way to the top. And let me add that one more point that has added to both of the Congress and D K Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah coming together and helping this win was also the Bharat Jodo Yatra of Rahul Gandhi, which has helped them tremendously in putting the party cadre together. Right. Again, the question is who is going to be the chief ministerial face is still something that we need to toss the coin up in the air.
Yeah, well, let's see how that battle plays out, because so far they've managed to keep it under the lid and not let it disrupt their campaign. Will it disrupt a little bit of their victory celebration remains to be seen. But I think the Congress would have seen it coming as well, because they were confident of a victory. They would have seen it coming that they will have to deal with this question, and they might be a little bit prepared of how to deal with this question. Ritu is continuing to be with us. Ritu, I believe you are outside Mallikarjun Kharge's residence. Is that correct? And are more and more people coming to congratulate him? It's a win of sorts for him too, the Congress president. Ritu, can you hear me? Looks like a lot of congratulations all round for the Congress party. Mallikarjun Kharge being visited by Randeep Surjewala.
Very true. You see, what we are now understanding is that the Sujaiwala Kesu Venugopal has now reached Mallikarjun Kharge's residence in the Bengaluru. So, of course, one is that the celebration, but also remember that they really have to sit and now chalk out what has to be their next step. Because one really will have to try and go back to, understand what D K Shivakumar had also earlier made his statement that, he didn't wanted any of these leaders, whoever were actually backing Congress or supporting Congress or joining Congress as a party worker as well, that he had really given out the statement with very confidence, saying that the party will try and occupy all of them, try and give them all of them, one or the other position within the party and also in the key portfolios as well. So all of them should be united this time. So that's how D K Shivakumar this time tried, taking these leaders and the party workers all together this time. So yes, now they'll have to sit and chalk out that as well. But before that, that's a great moment for the Congress, where we are seeing this kind of a celebration taking place, whether it's about the picture outside Siddaramaiah's residence in the Mysuru as well, where there has been a music blaring, lot of dhol nagada there, the dance there, also people coming up with the poster calling him the next chief minister of the Karnataka as well. So yes, that's the kind of atmosphere that right now we are witnessing. But however, you see, Siddaramaiah really, even after having pain in his right hand from a long time now, he was severely suffering with that pain from couple of days now. Even with that also, he looked very confident. He was very happy about that fact. When we asked him about the CM face also, he said that this is not the time that I really want to think about it. What really matters to me is now that there are new MLAs as well who have actually come into the party, and they have won as well with that of confidence having in the party and with our leaders as well. So we'll have to try and listen to their inputs as well, that what is their thought. Now, however, after that, it's the High Command's decision as well.
I request all of our reporters to just stay with us. Surjewala and KC Venugopal are meeting Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, who's also hailing from Karnataka. So, all of these are factors going positively for the Congress party. And before we take a break, I just want to quickly mention a statistics that is going to give a fillip to the Congress party and possibly to the larger opposition. So, in March, April 2018, the BJP was in power in about 21 of the 30 assemblies in India. That's 28 states plus 2 union territories that have assemblies, Delhi and Puducherry. So they were in power in 21 of those 30 with alliances or as the major party. With today's loss, this has come down to 15 assemblies. So half of them, including the coalitions that they have. And in just 9 assemblies, the BJP is the full majority party. So you could argue that this is not the BJP at its, absolute summit. And the opposition is managing to chip away a few of their states, even though the BJP managed to come back to power in Maharashtra recently. So that's food for thought. But we'll slip into a very short break. On the other side, we'll get you more reactions from all camps.